Well, hello. Welcome Your Woo with Psychic Sarah Jane, you guys. I am Sarah Jane, host of this amazing show that I have every Wednesday night where intuition, energy, and the mystical world comes together to guide you through life's most profound experiences. Thank you so much for tuning in to receive intuitive insights, spiritual guidance, and conversations that will open your heart and mind. So, this evening, you guys, let's just have some conversations around what's happening in the collective. I want to talk a little bit about some of my own experiences because the one thing that I do know about myself is that I'm a way shower. And what does that mean? It means that often I go through experiences before the collective energy does, and I get to come talk about it and share my experience so that you can prepare yourself for whatever challenges perhaps may be coming in as well. And one of the things that I'm seeing as we're kind of moving through this energy of the new year is for a lot of people, there's a lot of story coming up around our worthiness, our ability to receive, and our beliefs around money. So if you could close your eyes for a moment and imagine having all of your deepest desires and dreams come into fruition and manifest this year, what would that look like for you? What would it feel like? And can you take a moment to create that in your imagination? Your imagination is the number one tool in your toolbox for accessing your psychic abilities and manifesting the deepest desires of your heart. When you can go into your imagination and create an image and an experience of what it would look like if you manifested your deepest desires, you're more likely to actually bring that to fruition and create it. And so there will be challenges that you perhaps are facing as you move through this year, and the challenges around your money beliefs may be surfacing. I myself have had this come up. So we get programmed as small children based on the projections of other people around our money beliefs and what that is. And if you can look at money as a energetic exchange, money is just energy, it will shift the way you experience money. But as a child, when we're growing up and we're experiencing all of those different projections from other people, like I will use this as an example. One of the things that I came into my awareness, I think it was 2021, I was sitting there one day realizing that the biggest limiting belief that I had ever projected onto my children was that money doesn't grow on trees. And it hit me. I was like, oh my goodness, that's a limiting belief. Money does grow on trees. Money is accessible and available to us everywhere. And those limiting beliefs that we have, because we had other people telling us that we had to work really hard to receive money, that we had to be not like we block our receive by like not accepting gifts from people. I always say that's how we rob people of giving, when we don't allow them to buy us dinner. Has anyone ever offered to pay for your dinner and you didn't let them and you argued about it? I have totally done this, but did you know that when you argue with someone who wants to pay for something for you about doing it, that you're blocking your receive and your abundance from flowing to you? So that's the invitation for you this week, is to practice receiving. So how can you go through your week paying attention to where you're blocking your receives? I'm actually doing like this money goal challenge with a woman named Kyra Casey, and I highly recommend checking her out. Just look up her name online, you'll find her. But she has a money program that has been very transformational for myself. And anytime I do something, I like to share it with other people. So go check that out. But in what ways this week, as you move through your experiences, how can you allow yourself to receive? This can be as simple as receiving compliments as well. Have you ever had someone compliment you on your shirt and you dismissed it because you got it on the clearance rack at Target? Like, that is another way we also block our receives. So if you can allow yourself to receive the compliment instead of dismissing it and say, thank you, I received that. Even place a hand on your heart if you need to support your experience, because it'll bring mindfulness to it. And sink into the gratitude when they're wanting to give to you, and allow yourself. Receiving can feel really uncomfortable at times. It can make us really squirmish. However, if we're constantly dismissing the compliment or arguing with the person that wants to pay for our bill or not accepting someone else's offer to take out the trash, whatever it may be, we are blocking our abundance and our ability to receive and manifest. So that is your encouragement for the week, is to go practice receiving. We will go ahead in just a moment and take our first caller here. I'm going to do some card pulls, and perhaps this person maybe want to look at what their money is telling them this year. So let's go ahead and welcome Laura in Somersworth, New Hampshire.
Hello, hello.
Well, how are you? Thanks for being here this evening.
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
I am doing fantastic. I am just doing some card pulls over here. And do you go by Laura? Am I saying it right?
Lara.
Lara, got it. So, okay, well, really quick. I am doing some card pulls, but I'm focusing on, I was kind of like looking at this theme of money and abundance. And would you like me to pull and see what your outlook for your financial outlook for 2025 is? Or if you have a specific question you would like to ask me, you may do so.
I usually like to ask whenever I get a reading is, what is it I need to know? But yeah, finances wouldn't hurt. Whatever you feel up to.
Okay, how about we do this? How about we just do general overall, and then we'll pull on your finances and see what comes up.
All right, sounds good.
All right, so let's just see what is the message for you today. So I have what I call my walking oracle. She's my little 7-year-old, and she just popped in here. So Laura, she only does that usually whenever there's something that attracts her to the energy. So perhaps there's something that's with you that's calling her here. All right. So overall messages here for you, Laura. The first card that you got tonight was Warrior Woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? So that's the question for you that's coming up right now, that Spirit's really asking you, like, are you living your purpose? Are you doing what makes your heart pitter patter? And if you're not, in what ways can you step into being in a higher, more alignment with your higher calling of what you feel like what's that longing inside of you that you feel called to do? Not for you to answer to me, just for you to really think about, because that's what's being called for you for this year, is to really step into your higher purpose. And then I was going to say, and get aligned with what you want to do, but that's the next card you actually have, is align your life. So what is not aligned or needs to change? So is there a way to take inventory of perhaps your life and what you have going on, and see what areas can you perhaps do some tidying up or cleaning up? Where can you release more? Is there clutter in your house that you can let go of to create space to welcome in the new? Perhaps it's even relationships. If there are people that are draining you, that are taking more than they're giving, and the reciprocity is not in balance, then are there people that you need to kind of let go of and release to also create space to let new people in who are more aligned with your life? So those are just some things to look at. The next one you have is you got the protection card. Call back your power, cut the cords, and soul retrieval. What I'm getting from this is, I don't know if this resonates with you or not, Laura, but if you're a highly sensitive empath, if you feel the energies of other people when you walk into spaces, or ever feel anxious when you walk in, protecting your energy will be really important for you. And when you ground and protect your energy and you walk into those spaces, it will keep you from absorbing the energy of other people and taking on what is not yours. What happens is sometimes we take on that energy, and then we get home and we're like, what's wrong with me? Your mood changes, you shift. And what can happen is you can be absorbing the energy of other people, and then it's hard to differentiate between yours and what's everyone else's. Boundaries are also super important. So if you can create boundaries that help maintain your personal peace, I'm being told that will be supportive to you as you move through this year as well. Any questions around those cards?
No, that's pretty on point. I ground, clear, protect often, so.
Yes, keep doing that. Keep doing that. As the energy in the collective changes, it's going to become important. I keep telling people, and I teach classes on this because of how important it is. What I've been telling people, Laura, is practice it as much as you brush your teeth. Like make it as normal and routine as brushing your teeth, because we usually remember to do that every day.
Mhm.
Okay, so I pulled a couple more cards for you. You got Sisterhood of the Rose, Beauty and Devotion, Priestess, Mystic, or Teacher. If there is something you've been contemplating learning, this is your sign to go ahead and pursue that. Start just playing with your curiosity, expanding or learning or growing into some type of area or field. Maybe it is even a healing modality of some type that you're curious about, but this is your indication that that you are being called to like open up that expansion of learning if you feel called to do so. You also got Keepers of the Earth. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand by your side. So the reminder here for this card is to let you know that you do have a spirit team here to support you, Laura, and they are with you at all times. So at any point that you need support, you can call on them, but just remember you have to ask them to support you. They won't chime in unless you ask, because they won't violate your free will.
Mm-hmm. Well, with you.
All right. So I'll ask a few questions really quick and see what we have in regards to your finances for the year. Okay. First one you got is share your voice. Come out of the cave, persecution and expression. So as far as when it comes to your finances, this is really interesting to get this card. And the reason I say that is because, are you familiar with the chakra system?
Yes.
Okay. So the throat chakra is connected to your sacral through the vagus nerve. And so when you express yourself authentically and when you speak your truth, you're more likely to manifest because you're activating your sacral when you are using your voice. So this is your calling to speak your truth and express yourself as authentically and as much as you can. It may even be a practice. If you've been biting your tongue, I'm being told it's time to no longer bite your tongue, that when you speak your truth, you're going to manifest more. So this will be beneficial to your financial outlook for 2025 if you can really work on opening that throat. Then this is great. The next card you have is birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. And this card is just telling you that if you do start really dreaming what you want to create, Laura, you will manifest your deepest desires. So using your imagination to go in, it's just like I was talking at the very beginning of this call. I'm not sure if you could hear as I was speaking, but I was talking about how, like, if you can close your eyes and dream those desires and really embody the emotion and see yourself as if they've already happened, your subconscious doesn't know the difference and it will begin to manifest in your life. So this is just calling you, like, the more that you can dream, the more you will manifest. Oh, sis. This is amazing too. So the last card that you got to close this out in regards to your finances and what to expect, you got the leap card, and it says, you go first, the universe will catch you. You go first, right? The universe will catch you. And what this card is telling you as far as it goes around your finances is letting go of those old stories, remembering you're totally worthy of living an abundant, prosperous life, and that it's not hard to obtain or achieve it. And when you leap and you surrender all of that energy into the universe and allow yourself to just be fully caught and trusted that the universe will carry you, you will get to experience all of that. It becomes a mindset and a practice. So if you can just practice, you will actually be able to create the things that you're desiring and wanting to bring into your life, Laura. Like, this looks like to be a good year for you, as long as you're really practicing on what you want to create and bring in.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right. Thank you very much for that reading. I have a lot more clarity.
All right. I'm so glad that was helpful. If you would like to learn more about me, just check me out at sarahjanepatton.com. I would love to connect more with you.
Lovely. All right. Have a good night.
You too. All right. Up next, we have Rosalind in Richmond, Virginia, joining us.
Hi.
Hey, Rosalind. How are
Hello.
you?
I'm well. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. I am pulling cards tonight, doing kind of just overall general card pulls and looking at our financials for 2025. Is that okay with you, or do you have a specific question or topic that you'd like to dive into?
No, that's totally okay.
Okay. Well, I'm going to pull some cards, just kind of see what the overall message is for you. I'll do 3 cards for that, and then we'll look at your financial outlook for 2025.
Okay.
Okay. So, Rosalind, the first card you got is Soul Family. Call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. So if you have been feeling isolated, or if you've been feeling like you've been carrying, I'm seeing like perhaps even weights on your shoulder, like you've just been carrying a big load and it's feeling overwhelming. Spirit's just reminding you to call in your people that can support you. Sometimes we forget to ask Spirit to send us those that can help us, or we forget to call in our tribe. There may be people that you don't align with anymore that aren't going to keep going with you into this next phase of your life. Don't be afraid to release those. I was just saying this before, like I talk about this a lot. We have to be okay with releasing people so that we can create the space to welcome in the new. And sometimes we stay in relationships out of obligation, but I'm just being reminded to tell you that you don't have to stay in a relationship or a partnership or a friendship if it doesn't feel good or it's not aligned for you anymore. But call in your soul tribe so that you do have that support and the people there to, that you want to have with you along your journey. The next card you have is the ever unfolding rose, cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. So this may be a year that you dive into your inner work, or maybe perhaps you've already been doing some of that. I am hearing some acknowledgement for just the work that you kind of have done already, but don't be surprised if 2025 becomes a year of massive healing for you. Releasing like anything from the past, whether it's in this lifetime or past lives that are no longer serving you. This will be a time for you to really crack yourself open. And when you do this work, it's going to be an expansion of your heart, and it will allow you to love deeper and bigger and receive more, is what I'm being told. The next card you have is, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'm saying it's kind of resonating, so I'm sorry.
Good.
You can go ahead.
I'm glad it's resonating. The next card you have is take a break. And it says a life's work, not a season, and get off the treadmill. So I've been talking about this treadmill for a minute. Some of us feel like, or we also call it like the hamster wheel, where we are like, I always say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And what happens is we get caught in these cycles and we get on the treadmill or we get on the hamster wheel and we just keep running and running and running. And then we exhaust ourselves and we expect a different outcome, but we keep having the same thing happen. So this is your opportunity to break those cycles, to get off the treadmill, to say, I'm going to do something different. Even if it means driving a different direction to work, walking a different path in the grocery store, or really shifting something massive within your life to help you create just new perspectives. When you shift into new ways of being, when you get off of the treadmill or off the hamster wheel, it allows you to have new perspectives, to see things from a different view. And when you have new perspectives, you have new awarenesses, and then you can shift into new ways of being. So also taking the break is the reminder for you here, Rosalind, is to make sure that you're filling your cup and giving from your overflow. So we've been taught backwards. We have been taught to go take care of all the responsibilities, the house, the partner, the kids, the job, all the things, and to take care of us last. But what if you took 2025 to shift that and start taking care of all of Rosalind first, filling your cup and then giving from your overflow? It will then allow you to be there for the people that need you without you feeling exhausted, stretched thin, and stressed out.
It definitely resonated. I'm going through situations now where I feel, overwhelmed.
Yes. So I'm being told some deep breathing and just coming back to the present moment will help support any stress that's coming up. I don't know if Care Bears mean anything to you, but I'm seeing like Care Bears around you. And I feel like this is someone in spirit that's sending this to you as a sign. And what I tell people is if it doesn't resonate right now, it's okay. Just put it in your back pocket.
Mhm.
You got the card Inner Temple, devotion, tune into the portal of your heart. So really listen to your heart right now, Rosalind. That's what's being called for, is listening to your heart. All right. I'm going to go through here and I'm going to check out your financial outlook for 2025. If you're good with that, I'll pull some cards on that.
Mhm.
All right, let's see. You've got 3 cards here. The first one we have is, oh, this is funny because 2 of the cards that I just pulled, the person before you got the same cards. So the first one you got was leap. You go first, the universe will catch you. So this is very true, right? If you want to really manifest your deepest desires, this is where you can do that, is by like creating, like I was just talking about this earlier, like creating in your mind what you want to manifest. But if you take the leap, you have to trust that the universe will catch you. Spirit and your team will never fail you. The next card you got is share your voice, come out of the cave, persecution and expression. So this is your time to really speak your truth. I was explaining that in the chakra system, the throat is connected to the sacral. The sacral is your core of creation and where you manifest from. And when we, the vagus nerve is how we activate the throat and the connection to the sacral. And if you really want to manifest your deepest desires, start speaking them out into the world. Creating a vision board is something that will be supportive to you, is what I'm being told. And making sure that you're really speaking your truth and your authentic expression. When we express ourselves authentically, that is when we are in our highest vibrational frequency. Then the last card that you have is get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect to nature. So go inward and meditate is what I'm being told. And grounding will be super important for you because sometimes we can get anxious, and that can prevent us from manifesting or bringing money in when we're not completely grounded into our energy. So that will be supportive to you as you move through 2025. I think that overcoming past probably limiting beliefs will be something that you can work through this year and start bringing in more financial abundance for your life. I feel like you'll take a turn, probably some shifts will happen in April, and then I'm seeing again sometime in August.
Okay.
All right. So Rosalind, thank you so much for being here. Please check me out on my website if you would like to see more of my work, and I would love to connect with you again soon. Best wishes for you in 2025, my friend.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good night. All right, you guys, that's a wrap for tonight's episode of Welcome Your Woo. I hope that you've had fun hanging out with me this evening, and I will be back here next week at 9 p.m. Central, 10 Eastern. Until then, you can check me out on my Facebook page at Welcome Your Woo with Psychic Sarah Jane, or my website, sarahjanepatton.com. I am offering $150 sessions right now for the next 90 days as I conquer 90 sessions in 90 days. So make sure you check that out too. I will see you guys next week. Bye for now.